Hayes has got a chance to I think, take the tackling record this weekend. Rory Sloane obviously plays his 100th game. He's averaged like 7 tackles a game this season.
Yep.
Do you see any similarities there with the tenacity and will to
Well, it's funny. Rory Sloane grew up barracking for St Kilda, and his favourite player was Lenny Hayes. So there's a bit of romance in that. Lenny Hayes' last game, Rory Sloane's 100th. I think Sloaney will jog over and shake his hand before the game because he does love him. But then it'll just be game on. You know, he'll be looking to tackle every St Kilda jumper that's in front of him, whether it's Lenny Hayes or anyone else. But yeah, it's an interesting day. If it is our final match, you know, it'll be Ben Rutten's last game too. You know, so he's been a great player for us. I think our fans will really acknowledge what a great servant he's been to our footy club and fantastic leader over a long time. And if it does happen to be our last game, I'm sure we'll send Truck off in style.
Is that what you like most about Roy? That sort of ferocity?
Yeah, Sloaney's had an unbelievable season again. You know, I like what he's done this year. He's taken his defence to another level. He, as you said, he's right up there as the top tackler this year in the AFL. It's an area that we need to get better at as a club, and he's one that's certainly leading the way for us in that role.
Terry Malera's walked out of St Kilda. Would you be interested at all in him?
We'll look at every player. We're in the process of, at the moment, we have a list management meeting every 2 weeks now. That goes to weekly once the season finishes. So we'll be looking at free agents, we'll be looking at trade opportunities, we'll also be looking at obviously the draft with us getting back into the first round this year. So our recruiting team are working overtime at the moment to ensure we make our squad better. So who those people are, we'll have to wait and see.
Is there one area of your on the field that you need to address urgently? Yeah,
there's a variety of things. I mean, we have to look for ways to make our squad better. That'll be across everything. That'll be key position players, that'll be potentially ruckmen, that'll be outside midfielders. Yeah, we'll look to make our squad better. As we did last year, I thought the acquisitions we brought in last year have certainly been good for us this season.
How much have you missed Van Berway on the field?
I've loved what Sloane and Dangerfield have done in that dual role this year. I think they probably deserve a bit of credit for two young guys, two 24-year-olds, to be able to grab that opportunity this year. And I think they've been really good. But yeah, you miss your skipper for the entire season. That has to take something away from the on-field leadership stuff. But yeah, I mean, that's not the sole reason. There's some other issues for the close losses. But yeah, that's one area. Close losses, starts, defence. They're probably the three areas that we need to improve.
Do you reckon it's more mental frailty rather than physical?
It's a combination of both. It's mental toughness, the ability to think clearly during times of anxiety, but more so it's being able to execute under pressure. That's an area that's hurt us in first quarters, second quarters, third quarters, fourth quarters. But when the game's on the line, you need to be able to think clearly and pull the trigger on and back your skills at critical times.
So, can I just take you back on, sort of related to that, to the senior coach that you, or the assistant that you want to get. Are you saying what you're looking for now is somebody tactically who's going to have a look at things tactically, or do you need that ex-AFL coach who's moved on, like a senior mentor?
Yeah, well, it's an interesting one because it won't. If you analysed my win-loss record, so 17-5 in my first season, and we're sitting here the last round and I'm 10-11, I actually think I'm a better coach than in my first year. Now, my record won't suggest that, but the challenges that we've faced and, you know, we didn't have Dean Bailey for 16 weeks in 2013. We haven't had him at all this year. But I really do need someone to, and it's a difficult role to explain because it covers a lot of different roles. It's not just another senior coach to almost audit every decision you make. It's a role that covers a lot of different activities, and it's a director of coaching almost. It's someone that's had experience in developing a list. It's premiership modelling. It's someone, when I'm on the phone to a player on the interchange bench, that can look at the game holistically and actually be able to pick up stuff or challenge our assistant coaches while I'm distracted with doing something else. So David Noble's done that for me, I guess, part-time this year. He's had a lot of different roles, a lot of different hats, being list manager, GM of footy. He's been that sort of Dean Bailey role for me. He's doing a lot for our club at the moment, but when he becomes GM of footy full-time next year and we get another list manager and we have a 2IC for me, I think it'll actually help us coach and get more out of each person's role.
Any chance that Matt Crouch joins Brad in the team this weekend?
Well, it's in the 25. We'll go back and finalise that now. So from about 2:30 on this afternoon, you probably won't know. You'll know it about 4:30. But he's right in the mix this week. He had another very good game in the SANFL. I'd love to see them both play together. They haven't done so this year, but they're going to play a lot of years together. I've told them both probably 250, 200 times they'll run out on this ground, or they'll run out and play together. So it might be this week, it might be round one next year.
How do you think it compares your list to the top teams? You've seen them all, you know.
Well, there's no coincidence. The top 4 teams are the oldest and the most experienced. This year we've fielded our younger sides almost in the club's existence mostly this year. Now that's been a little bit through form of other players and also to injuries. But what it means is these guys are learning on the job. So we have to get better through experiencing some of these challenges. If we don't, we're not doing our job. But the experience that Luke Brown, Brodie Smith, Dangerfield, Sloan, Jacobs, Walker, these younger guys have to develop in these roles, and the more they're exposed to these situations, these challenges that they've faced this year, the better they're going to become.